What up, y'all, man? So look, for the first time ever on my channel, I've came up with my top 10 college football wide receivers. So I want to hear from y'all. Y'all let me know, Naj, you know ball, Naj, you don't know ball. Let me know down in the comments. But this is how I have it ranked. Now, mind you, I take into consideration your production, right? How big of a factor you playing for your team, right? Also your level of competition, you know what I'm saying? And how good you've been this year, you know? This ain't based off last year. God, I know y'all gonna be like, no Cam Coleman has not been as good as he was last year. Ryan Williams is getting better, but he's had an up and down season. So those are guys that I know about. Most people are going to look at this and be like, why are they not on here? They ain't been producing this year. Remember, this is for 2025, not 2024, 2025. Let's get into it. Number one, Jeremiah Smith. As I said, I still think he's the top receiver currently right now in college football. He's been playing at a high level and producing at a high level. He's just that dude. He's that guy. And he is special. And he's playing some of his better ball as the season has went on. Last week against Wisconsin, 9 catches, 97 yards, right? He's been playing pretty well. You know, a few games before, had a couple touchdowns in the game. I think Smith is just getting started. I think he's on pace for another 1,000-yard season, and he's one of the best receivers in college football. Next up, Mekhi Lemon. Man, what a rise it has been for this wide receiver and what he's been able to do for USC and obviously the Trojans. He's been playing at a high level as well. One thing about USC, they ain't going to stop you, but they going to always have pieces in our offense that's going to put up points on the board. Lemon has 48 catches, 758 yards this year, and 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 15.8 yards per catch. He's that dude. And you've seen it in games this year, right? Not his best performance against Notre Dame. I think it was 5 catches, over 80-plus yards. But go look at the game against Illinois. Cooked them. Go look at some of the games earlier this season. Cooking people. Mekhi Lemon is special, man, and he's a guy that needs more attention. And I think he's on pace to get that blood and cough outside of Jeremiah Smith. Lemon has been special. Next up, now, the last few weeks have not been, like, great for Chris Brazel II, but you go look at them early games. The Tennessee's number 5 ranked right now in the country in total offense. They've been balling. They've been hooping, right? This offense has been elite. Next level type, you know what I'm saying? And one of the main reasons has been Chris Brazel II. At one point in the year, he was leading the league in receiving yards and touchdowns, right? And he's cooking defenses with contested catches, big plays down the field. He's been doing his thing. And on the year for Brazel, 39 catches, 602 yards, and 7 touchdowns. Go back and watch that film against, obviously, Georgia, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Dog. Him. Chris Bell cooked my team this past week, bro. So mad. Beat my Hurricanes, 9 catches, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. And he don't get mentioned enough in top wide receiver conversations, and I really don't know why. Because the dude's been performing at a high level. The reason why Louisville is one of the better teams in the ACC, he's been producing at a high level, and I like his game. I like what he can do on the gridiron. Special. Dog. Another player that needs more attention, man. Having an awesome year this year for Louisville. Don't try to see him come from, or he'll make you pay. Another guy that needs the ball, and I know you're going to be surprised. Why is a true freshman on this list? Malachi Tony has been special for Miami this year. Deserves the ball more. 510 yards and 3 touchdowns this year. They don't let him touch it enough. He showed you last game against Louisville. 9 catches, over 130 yards receiving. He deserves the ball in his hands. He deserves to be able to get a chance to cook. He's that guy. He's special. And I love him in our offense. I think he's one of the best receivers in college football right now. I do. That's why I have him in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? He's already shown he's one of the best freshman receivers. I think he's already cemented himself. The more touches he gets, the better he will be. And to be able to do what he's doing as a true freshman says a lot about his training, his regimen, and how he's been able to perform at this level. Now, Mario Craver is a pleasant surprise on this list. But again, another receiver that's been performing well. He's upped his numbers, 674 yards receiving this year. And he's been a main target in that offense, obviously, for Marcel Reed and what Texas A&M and the Aggies want to do. I think he's going to have a big game against, obviously, LSU and help them win. He's been special this year. I think he's top 4, top 5 in yards receiving this year. Another dude that just big play guy. And you see why this offense is so good, largely because he's in it. Now, Elijah Surratt's underrated for Indiana, but just explosive, man. I think he leads college football right now in total touchdowns. Or not total touchdowns, receiving touchdowns this year. He has 9 receiving touchdowns with 600-plus yards receiving. A guy that has been a stud. Another reason why Indiana's been able to follow up a great year last year with an even better year this year. You get that boy the ball, problem. Deep ball threat. Do a little bit of everything, man. Surratt's a problem. And we seen that against Oregon when he cooked their defense in their elite corners. Surratt, guy. Hank Beatty, another underrated guy, but just on the money downs, gets it done. 617 yards receiving this year. Obviously for Illinois, a couple touchdowns to go along with it. Doesn't get talked about enough, but another dog, another guy that you give him the ball, he going to cook you, right? In big games, he performs big time. Definitely should be more eyes on him, but Hank Beatty's a top receiver in college football. Next up, Jordan Tyson. I don't think he's going to play this week, man, but special. Go look at his game recently against Texas Tech. Went off against them boys, I think over 100 yards receiving. He's just consistently been a great player throughout his time with obviously Arizona State. Last year, the reason they were so good, they had Cam Scatterbo, and they had Jordan Tyson on the outside with Sam Levy, who got better as a freshman quarterback. An elite player. Don't think he's going to play this week, which could affect him a little bit, going up against obviously Houston, but he's an outstanding player for their program. And last but not least, he leads the entire NCAA in a lot of receiving categories. Definitely in catches and yards. Danny Scudero has 56 catches, 870 yards, and 8 touchdowns. He's been electric for San Jose State. The reason I don't have him number one, production is important, but it's also who you're doing it against. The caliber of opponents that he's won against compared to what Jeremiah Smith and Mekhi Lemon and Chris Brazel and Chris Bell and Malachi Tony have won against, it's night and day. But it is important for him to be a top 10 receiver because he has been cooking defenses this year, right? But again, level of competition also is an important factor moving forward as well for me. But he is a top 10 receiver in college football, deserves to be noticed, deserves to be recognized. But that is how I rank my list. So there you have it, man. Jeremiah Smith, Mekhi Lemon, Chris Brazel II, Chris Bell, Malachi Tony, Mario Craver, Elijah Surratt, Hank Beatty, Jordan Tyson, and Danny Scudero. Let me know what I should change.